That's fine. You will need a piece of paper. We're going to take care of something in a few moments. You'll need a piece of paper. Enrique, you okay? You'll need a piece of paper. I'll put it in a moment. Line paper, please.
Your hair's fine.
Listen, a couple of things before I cut you loose to just create this document that you're going to need for these presentations. On your desk, you'll find a rubric for the presentations. I'd just like you to take a look at that for a minute before we get started. If you have one right there in front of you, do you have everybody have one? Diego, yes. Mr. Manuel, look for this little document here. Mr. Selman, sir. Yeah. Johnny, yes, you got a good job. Yes, you have one right there. Perfecto. This is the deal. I just wanted to be clear about something, and that is that these presentations are, as I've said before, to give you a chance for the quarter, to do better in something that perhaps isn't the essay, which was part of the benchmark assessment. Okay? I just think it's really important that you understand, that you look at this rubric and see that it's language skills and presentation skills that make up a whopping 60% of this bad boy. Okay? It's not, as you see in the essay writing, where it's really about coming up with theme and supporting that with evidence. My point is that today is mostly about speaking, okay, and being able to interact with an audience, being able to have good language skills, to get away from those verbal tics like and and like, to practice getting away from como que, cosa, etc. To think about that. And also to practice that, there it is exactly, that interaction with other people, that connection with them. And that's why on the lower column there you have physical gestures, you have eye contact. Because as I pointed out at the beginning of the year, I just want to make sure that we have like a variety of assessments available to us. Some of you will feel really comfortable writing, and you'll have an essay test, and you'll feel like, oh, okay, I can decipher what I've read, I can analyze, I can lay things out in an organized fashion, and I do this well. But then you get over here, and you have some challenges. Well, we need to work on this skill as well. Okay? Also, with that in mind, some of you might, feel more comfortable in this situation. And that would help you improve the grades. So across the quarter, we just want to make sure that we have, a variety of assessments. And today, I just want to point out before we begin these things that what you're really looking to drive home, or what is the majority of this rubric, is your ability to speak clearly and to connect with the audience. Okay? So that's a big deal. Yes? No? Okay. Do you understand? Do you understand, John? Are you with me? Okay. It's about trying to be fair, and it's also about trying to cover all, remember, all 4 of the areas that are English class. And then as well, to give people an opportunity with different types of assessments to show what they can do. And also, obviously, to go back to those of you who have trouble writing, we'll try and help you out with that. And obviously, those of you who have trouble speaking, we'll work with that. What is this, what are we working towards as our end goal in terms of this, really? Why am I probably bringing this up? Yes, and what is this something that you're all eventually facing? Yeah, and the SEE, what do you have as a big component of that? Yeah, the oral defense, and how long do you have to stand in front of that audience in your own defense? I'm sorry? Yeah, like 15 minutes, and then you suffer a, how long is the questioning period? Yeah, it can be 5, it can be 10 minutes, depending on how well you handle the presentation. Okay, so if you would, in the interest of saving paper, I've given everybody a copy of the rubric, but what you could do right now is with that piece of paper, either in, portrait or landscape form, you need 5 columns, and then we could put the categories for the rubric, and then the name of the student, and then you can mark your grades here on this paper that you create, so that we don't have to print, hundreds of rubrics. You have one right on your desk that you can use for each presentation, and then you can go back and just write the scores of the people that you are watching. We've got the language and the vocabulary category, organization and content, and presentation, technical and creative skills. Again, reiterating, language and vocabulary and presentation being the bulk of the points that you can. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, Miss. Yes, dear.
If you have a speech, you can't wrote that.
Yes, you can, but I think if you look at the rubric, the categories are reads from notes rarely, if at all, is at standard or exceeds. Some brief reading from notes is approaching, and then reading from notes distracts from the speech is the worst. So if you glance down at the paper occasionally and just continue to make eye contact, you're in good shape. If you do this, or hiding behind it, then you're in trouble. Yes? Mr. Diego. Should we get into the Zen pose? Zen action? Excuse me, what do we call this? There it is. What is this? What is this move? Is this the the power pose? How about it? This is teaching us the yoga. This is the okay, anyway. That is the okay, take a minute to make that document so that then we can start flowing with the presentations, and as I already said, save some paper by writing down the scores on one scoring sheet, but obviously you refer back to the rubric to decide what you want to do. The other thing is, as you're scoring, folks, one of the big things for you to actually take into your mind is the categories. One of the ways I can get you to read the rubric is to have you score other people. Take a look at that rubric, learn it a little bit, so that when you step up here, you know what to do to gain points. Do the best you can. Look at it. I'll leave you, and when we're ready, is anybody going to volunteer to go first? I'll just pick it randomly if you like. If you'd like to volunteer, we can volunteer. If not, we'll do something else. Okay, looks like we're doing something else. Okay. Write up those things, and I'll have one of you choose your fate or the fate of another. That's the way I'll do it.
Do we have to write our names?
No, you don't have to write your name on it. I'll have like a group, and I'll make you pick a number, but you'll be among that group, so you can pick yourself.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many people are presenting?
I would think 4 or 5. 7 to 12? No, 4 or 5 I think is the point where we need to stop, where we just kind of fold. And remember, we have later this afternoon, Ohio. Ohio. 4 days. Okay, forget about that. No Crosby,